appreciate you guys coming today. This is a press conference that we're holding here at the Blytheville Police Department. My name is Ross Thompson. First name is spelling R-O-S-S, and last name is Thompson, T-H-O-M-P-S-O-N. I'm the Chief of Police here in Blytheville, Arkansas. And this press conference is in reference to a death investigation, homicide death investigation, and an attempted aggravated robbery investigation that occurred here at our Domino's Pizza restaurant in Blytheville yesterday evening. As I get started here, there's a couple things that I want to try to touch on. There was a few things at the scene that were spoken about, and maybe on some social media here locally, that said that this was a police-involved shooting. And I want to clarify this for the public. This is not an officer-involved shooting. No officers from any law enforcement agency were involved, and we all arrived to the scene after the fact. I also want to take just a minute to thank the employees and the management at our Domino's location here in Blytheville. They have been fully cooperative with us in this matter. They have helped with this investigation, and we appreciate their professionalism. I'd also like to mention they did not have any kind of release prepared. They did not want to make any kind of release. They also had asked that if you were please not go on their property to try to do any kind of interviews or anything like that. But they were going to get me a contact for a PIO, and I did not receive that email. If I do receive that email contact information, I'll have Captain Adams push that out there to you guys, okay? On August 6th, 2017, at approximately 10:30 p.m., officers of the Blytheville Police Department responded to the Domino's Pizza restaurant located at 400 North 6th Street in Blytheville. This was in reference to a call about an apparent robbery where one subject was shot. On arrival, the officers found 53-year-old Thomas Tony Price of Little Rock lying in the threshold of the front door, and he was deceased. An employee of the restaurant reported that Price entered the store. Price asked to see the manager, then brandished and cycled a handgun. At this point, the employee, who was armed with a handgun, shot and killed Price. Indisputable evidence shows that on August the 6th, 2017, Price entered the store wearing a hoodie-type shirt with the hood pulled up over his head, armed with a weapon. Indisputable evidence shows that Price displayed the weapon and cycled it prior to being shot. Subsequent investigation revealed that Price's weapon was a BB gun, and it functioned like a semi-automatic handgun. While Price's current identification indicated a residency in Little Rock, he is from the Blytheville area and has an extensive criminal history with our department, including previous felony arrests and convictions. Price has been sent to the Arkansas State Medical Examiner's Office for an autopsy. This case remains open, and the investigation does continue. As always, anyone with any information is urged to contact our department or the Blytheville Crime Stoppers tip line at 844-910-STOP. And what I'd like to do right now is we have a short video from inside the store. It's going to be a few seconds long. It actually plays in kind of a slow motion type thing. You guys do have that in your packet. This way you'll be able to see it and ask us any questions. not the full video. We're not releasing the full video at this particular time. Do you have the photograph as well? There is no audio in that video. Keep going down. Yeah, keep going. Okay. The photograph that you have in your packet is a photograph of the gun that was recovered at the scene from Price. And just want to again thank Domino's for cooperating with us, and remind anybody if they do have any information about this case, if they would contact us or contact the Crime Stopper tip hotline. We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions.
At this point, are any charges being looked at for this employee, or can you say at this point?
Well, the case is still open, and so at this particular point, I can't actually say they will or they won't be. That determination will come whenever we get all of the information put together and actually maybe present even some information to the prosecuting attorney's office. They would be the actual final group to make the determination on any kind of charges that may stem from this.
Chief, if you have indisputable evidence, if you have indisputable evidence on 3 or 4 things here, wouldn't this be pretty much an open shut case? You had a person walking in with a gun. Can you tell if he asked for any money? It appears that he did. It seemed like this man was defending himself. What questions are you still looking at, need answered before you can say that this was an act of self-defense?
I'd like to go back to your original, what you said, cut and dry. I've been doing this for many, many years, and I never assumed that anything is cut and dry.
Okay.
We do have some video evidence. Again, they've cooperated with us, so the investigation has moved along. It helps us today to be able to come here and provide the information that we have to you, but we still have autopsy information that we'd like to have. There's people that we might even like to talk to a little bit more. You know, so this case is not closed, and it's not over yet. So we're not going to make any kind of determination on that.
The department is not releasing the name of the employee involved in the
Not at
shooting.
this time, correct.
Could you say if it's a man or a woman, the employee?
I'd really just rather not get into that at this point.
I know in the video it appeared the store was pretty deserted, but was there anyone else in the store? We couldn't see any other witnesses.
There was one employee in the store.
Only one employee was in the store at the time of this incident.
One employee in the store.
Aside from the employee who,
No.
no, so
One
it's just
employee.
that person. Okay.
Has that employee been cooperative? Can
Yes.
you tell us anything that he told you?
I can't at this time, but again, I'll go back to the statement I made with Domino's. That includes that employee. All the employees have been fully cooperative. Domino's themselves, the owner and corporate. I'm not sure exactly what level of corporate. I know there's franchisees, but I have been in conference call with even some of the Domino's representatives, and they've all been cooperative and helpful.
There's been a similar incident before at that Domino's. Can you say if it's the same employee again?
No, I can't.
When did this other incident happen at that store, sir?
You know, I'm not sure when it was. It's, if I said right now, it would just be speculation, but it has been within, I'd even hate to say within the last year or two. can't remember, I just remember that there was another incident there. It hasn't been too long ago. I know it wasn't in 2017 though.
Did Mr. Price walk, arrive, drive? How did he get there?
That's still part of the information that we're trying to seek.
Any other problems with this store more recently in regard to robberies?
No, sir. No, sir.
You
Is
said
there-
Price has a pretty extensive criminal history here in the Blytheville area. What types of things?
He has been convicted of drug related. He was served on parole at one particular point. I do know that. As far as the remainder of it, there was quite a few entries on there. Some of them were even for parole revocation type things. Indicated that maybe he had even been arrested by us and released to other agencies in the past. I don't know exactly what those charges would be.
Was there indication from corporate or even from local management that they approve of employees carrying firearms while on
They
duty?
made no comment or statement like that to us.
Did anyone ask if that is allowed, if employees allowed to arm themselves inside of the store? Was that part of, I know they didn't say, but has the Blytheville Police Department asked if it's, the rules allow for an employee to arm themselves in the store?
No, we haven't looked into any of their policies or procedures. That wouldn't really be necessarily something that we would look at their policy procedures if they were enforced or violated or anything like that.
Was
We
the
would leave
employee-
that up to Domino's.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Chief. Did the employee, was that gun legally his? Did he own it? Did he or she own it? Did they have a legal right to carry that weapon?
As far as we know at this point.
So for other employees who may find themselves in a similar situation here, they're being, robbed at gunpoint, now any guidance you can offer them? I mean, does it appear this is within the law? You take out a gun, you defend yourself?
Those things are taken on a case-by-case basis. I can't say that any two cases are exactly alike, and no two people that are involved in those are exactly alike. People may react differently and stuff. It's really kind of hard to say. It's a decision that sometimes made in split seconds and has a lifetime impact on it. So you really almost just have to talk to the individuals themselves, kind of get a feel for them to try to help.
How was the employee after this happened? I mean, were they shaken? What was their demeanor like?
I did not actually personally interview the person, so
Okay.
I wouldn't be the person to answer that.
You said all law enforcement officers arrived after the fact.
Correct.
Were you on the scene yourself? How long were y'all on the scene investigating?
Yes, sir. I did arrive on the scene. I believe I arrived on the scene around 11 p.m. last evening after I was contacted about it. I was on the scene till about 2 a.m. The officers, the remaining officers, I believe, left the scene around 3 to 3:30 a.m.
It's kind of hard for me to judge from the video, but did he already have the weapon out when he was walking into the store? And then he just raised it up and started cycling it?
Well, I'll let you watch the video. You do have a copy of the video in there and study it all. I'm sorry it's a little darker. We tried to lighten it up. You may be able to lighten it up a little bit. The other sources that we have does show a much brighter picture with some of that. But from what we have watched and looked at, it does not appear that he has it in his hand. He doesn't brandish it until he actually gets inside the building. That's just from me watching this video, just like you did.
Chief, how long will this, I know the investigation lasts as long as it will, but when do you think it will be wrapped up that you'll be able to make a definitive answer as to whether or not what happened in that store was an accidental shooting, a justifiable shooting, or perhaps homicide?
Right. That is sometimes a difficult question to answer because we will wait. We will receive a manner of death and cause of death. Of course, I think we already know what that is from the medical examiner. But we want to see what the medical examiner does have to say specifically about any kind of injuries and everything. That could shed a lot of light on things for us. So we won't make any kind of determination, obviously, until we get something back from the state medical examiner's office. we will, as we get the information in like this, we will probably have several meetings with prosecutors as we go along with this. The complete autopsy could take as long as 6 months or so. And this is because the toxicology report seems to be the last thing that we get, and it seems to take a long time. That's no slight against the Arkansas State crime lab. It's just, I don't know if they outsource it or what they do, but it does tend to take a while. And I would say that this may be one where the prosecutor, they may want to know what the toxicology report is before they make their final decision. Or there may be enough sufficient that they don't. But it's really hard to just put a definitive timeline on it, but those are gonna be the things that we're still waiting for.
And can you tell me how many times Mr. Price was shot?
Multiple.
Multiple times?
Right.
Was he dead when you arrived?
Yes, he was deceased when I arrived on scene.
And he was outside the store, still inside the lobby?
With the release here, his feet were actually still within the threshold of the store, the door for the store. And
We tried-
what you've seen on the video is actually, I guess, the lobby portion. I guess that's what you might call it, the lobby portion of the restaurant. And the doors he came in were the doors that were we found him.
Any cash taken?
Don't really want to comment on that right now.
He was able to exit, he was able to attempt to exit the store.
We really kind of like to just kind of stick with what we've got right now as far as any of the video or any of his actions or something like that.
There was quite a few people out in the parking lot, kind of watching what was going on. It seemed peaceful and calm. Was there any incidents last night with the people that were there in the parking lot?
No, sir. I guess I missed you last night.
Yeah.
Sorry. Or you may have, I don't know, I was a little busy
Yeah.
last night. But no, sir, there were no incidents from any of the bystanders that gathered. We had no issues or incident or anything like that. They dispersed shortly after they arrived. They did not stay the entire time that we were there.
Will you be releasing a picture of Mr. Price at all?
It should be in that packet there.
It should be listed in the deed.
Right, well, actually, you should have got a packet with his picture on it.
Okay.
It has his name and information on it, and it's also on the CD. And the video that you've just seen here as well is, that portion is also on the DVD. You guys have any other questions? Mike, you look like you got one.
No, I don't have another, Chief, thanks.
Okay. Well, guys, I guess if that's the only questions, I appreciate you guys coming. This is one that, with some of the information that we had, we just didn't want to type up a press release and just send it out to you guys. We wanted to have a chance for you guys to ask us some questions and give you some answers and provide you with the information that we have here. So, I appreciate it, and if we do any more releases on it and update the information, we will definitely send it out. Captain Annis, I think, has all your email addresses. If you think you're not in that email address loop or something like that, let us know. We can get you in that, and you can update that.
One more thing, what would you say to somebody carrying a BB gun?
Excuse me?
You know, that looks an awful lot like that, so what would you say to people in the community that would carelessly flash a BB gun?
Well, I think that, as an officer, I've actually been confronted with people with BB guns before, and they look very real. And sometimes there's just not much time to determine whether it is real or it's not real. You have a few seconds to make a determination on it.
But that gun could shoot real bullets, is that what you're saying?
Excuse me,
That gun was still shooting BBs or real bullets?
BBs.
Still shooting BBs.
I don't think it's been modified. We've not tested it or anything like this. We will send it to the crime lab for some further analysis, but I don't think it's been, if it has been, it's beyond our examination of that weapon so far. It does cycle, and if you're not familiar with it, the cycling portion of it, that would be where you take a semi-automatic weapon and literally load it, cycle it through with the slide and the frame.
Is it correct, Ross, the BB guns made now, aren't they made orange in the barrel by the manufacturer to prove what they are, and the people are going back and coloring them?
Well, I don't, I can't speak for the manufacturer or what they do. I've seen, just personally, I've seen in stores, you know, toys and weapons like that. So whether this one was manufactured, I have no idea. I wouldn't speak for the manufacturer.
Can you tell, did Mr. Price say anything that leads you to believe this was an aggravated crime? Did he say, give me your money?
We're investigating it as a possible attempted robbery at this point. Thought you guys were out of questions there.
And there aren't any ties, correct, between, Mr. Price and the manager of Domino?
None that we know of.
Okay.
That's all we've got, Jim.